What's up guys, it's Timo here and welcome to the latest Liverpool transfer news video. And in this video we will talk about some big Timo Werner transfer updates, because two Italian journalists have tweeted about Liverpool's approach to Timo Werner, and also we will hear about what Jurgen Klopp, Andy Robertson and Virgil van Dijk thought about the Atletico Madrid-Liverpool game. So lots of interesting information to unpack in this video. So if you guys enjoy these videos, leave a like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news stories on my channel. And Nicolo Schira, who is an Italian journalist, he's tweeted this: Liverpool are in advanced talks with Timo Werner with Leipzig for Timo Werner's signature. Liverpool are ready to pay the release clause, which is 58 million euros according to the journalist, to Leipzig and close the deal until April. And he says that April is when the release clause expires, and probably it goes up after that, or his asking price goes up a lot after that. And also Fabrizio Romano, who is a very well-known Italian journalist, and he was asked about any news about Timo Werner, and this is what he said: Liverpool are in contact with Timo Werner's agents for months, and this is not new. They are in the race, but nothing is done or decided yet. We just have to wait some days or weeks, and Liverpool will decide their strategy about the strikers, Werner, release clause and more. And I think that after Liverpool lost to Atletico Madrid and we had to substitute Mane and Salah for yellow card and tactical decisions, the backup players, don't get me wrong, I love Divock Origi, I love Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, but you can't say that they are on the same level as Mane or Salah. And I would argue that if Timo Werner comes in, he could be on the same level maybe in 1 or 2 years as Firmino, Mane or Salah, because Timo Werner scored 25 goals this season in 31 games for Leipzig, and those are elite level goal scoring numbers. He is destined for the very top of world football. And where do you get a striker who can score 30 goals a season for about 50 million pounds? You just don't. In today's transfer market, when Kai Havertz costs 70-80 million pounds, where Jadon Sancho costs 100 plus million pounds, and those players probably don't get you 30 goals a season, almost guaranteed. And Timo Werner is already was a 20 goal a season striker, but this season I think he just went up a level, and I'm very excited to watch and scout Timo Werner tonight when Leipzig play Tottenham in the Champions League round of 16. And there we could see how Timo Werner copes with playing against a top level English team. Yes, Tottenham are not as good as maybe last season, but they are still a formidable team. So it will be fascinating to see how Timo Werner does in the Tottenham-Leipzig game. So really excited and looking forward to that. And I think that Liverpool need to think long term. Firmino just turned 29 years old. In 1 or 2 seasons he will start declining slowly but surely. That's just a matter of fact with his age, and also with the Premier League being so physically demanding. It's inevitable that players the wrong side of 30 years old starts to decline, and Liverpool need to think long term, need to replace these players. And we shouldn't replace these players when they are past the hill, when they are over the hill and past their best performances. We should replace them when they are at the peak and just starting to decline a little bit. And I'm not saying replace in the sense that we should sell Firmino and bring in Timo Werner. We should keep Firmino, Salah and Mane and bring in one player who is good enough to play in their place when one of them needs a rest or when one of them is injured. I mean, Mane and Salah goes to the Africa Cup of Nations next season. Salah goes to the Olympics as it stands next season. So Salah will miss a good chunk of maybe 2 months of the season next season. We need to think about that as well. And also Jan Age Fjørtoft, who is a Norwegian journalist, said this: the Timo Werner to Bayern Munich rumor is again doing its round in the media, and there is still absolutely no sign that Bayern Munich wants Timo Werner, that Bayern Munich is going for Timo Werner's signature. My understanding, and these are the words of the journalist, my understanding is still that Liverpool is the most likely destination if the player leaves Leipzig. So these are the words of a well-known Norwegian journalist, Jan Age Fjørtoft, and I think that it's a very, very good indication that Liverpool are definitely interested, and Liverpool are definitely talking with Timo Werner's agents behind the scenes, and also we are probably talking with Leipzig as well. Jurgen Klopp is very well connected across the Bundesliga. He probably has some friends who either are working for Leipzig or who either know somebody who works for Leipzig, and I think that it's a very, very well documented fact that Liverpool will sign a big attacking player in the summer. Jurgen Klopp said that Liverpool are ready to spend big money in the summer if the right player becomes available, and I think that Timo Werner will want to leave Leipzig. He's at the perfect age, 23 years old, so he has a good like 7 or 8 years at the very top of European football, and I think that Liverpool are probably his favorite destination, because Bayern Munich, I still don't think that they are looking to replace Robert Lewandowski. And how many games would Timo Werner get in the place of Lewandowski? And as I said, Liverpool could line up, as I said in previous videos, Liverpool could easily line up with Timo Werner up front, Firmino behind him, and both Salah and Mane on the wings, but we could also miss Salah and Mane for the Africa Cup of Nations, for the Olympics, so there will be plenty of game time for Timo Werner at Liverpool, so I don't think he should be too worried about coming to Liverpool and just sitting on the bench all the time, because that's not gonna happen. And yes, Timo Werner could go to a club like Chelsea or Manchester United, but the lure of Liverpool and how attractive Jurgen Klopp is as a manager to play under him, Timo Werner probably is desperate to play under Jurgen Klopp, and this Liverpool team is something really special. Even though we lost to Atletico Madrid last night, I think that Liverpool still played some very good football, and overall Liverpool are having an absolutely historic, almost unprecedented season. Well, unprecedented season in Liverpool's history, and almost an unprecedented season in football history, where Liverpool won like 85 or 90% of their games this season is absolutely crazy, mind-blowing, and Timo Werner would want to join the best team in the world right now. And according to the Bild newspaper, we made some contact with RB Leipzig and about the signature of Timo Werner as latest as the January transfer window. The recent report from Bild suggests that Liverpool did make some contact, and we did approach Timo Werner's agents and also RB Leipzig about the availability of Timo Werner. Of course, Liverpool were interested in completing a deal now and then loaning Werner back to Leipzig for the remainder of the season, but Leipzig weren't really interested in that, and Timo Werner probably wanted a little bit more time to think about it, and also he wanted to see his options. It's perfectly reasonable and perfectly understandable that Timo Werner wants to see what other clubs would want his signature, because he wants probably to have a full season at Leipzig where he's playing every week, where he can develop and get more football education and further his career, and then probably a lot more clubs would be interested in Timo Werner if he can say at the end of the season, I scored 35 goals or I scored 40 goals this season, who wants to take me? And then big clubs will be lining up for Timo Werner, and then he can also choose carefully between the clubs, and also those clubs will need to rival each other in terms of offering wages to Timo Werner. His release clause is pretty affordable. Almost like 20 clubs in the world can afford to pay Timo Werner's wages, or maybe even more. I mean, and transfer fee, which is like 51 million pounds. I mean, even most Premier League clubs would be able to afford Timo Werner. The big question is, which club will be the most attractive for Timo Werner? And I think Bayern Munich and Liverpool are the two clubs that Timo Werner would very, very seriously consider. And I read so many reports about Liverpool being seriously interested in Timo Werner from many newspapers. The latest is the Mirror, the Independent, the Liverpool Echo are also writing about that Liverpool are very serious about making a move for Timo Werner. And I think that there is no smoke without fire. Liverpool are definitely thinking about it. The key here is whether Jurgen Klopp decides he wants to sign Timo Werner, because I think there is certainly a room for Timo Werner in the squad. Even if Liverpool decides to play Salah, Mane and Firmino, there could still be a place for Timo Werner. Yes, Liverpool would need to change a little bit their tactics. We need to be playing with two holding midfielders like Fabinho and Henderson, or Fabinho and Wijnaldum, or Henderson and Wijnaldum. But Timo Werner could play up front or behind Firmino, because this season Julian Nagelsmann is playing Timo Werner as a false nine, basically a false nine behind a proper striker, or a false nine who is coming back into midfield and who is linking up play with the midfielders, because he wants to further the football education of Timo Werner. He wants to use Timo Werner's ability in many different positions, and that also benefits Timo Werner a lot, because the more positions you learn as a young player to play, the better you will be in any position that you play. And Timo Werner has played as a striker, as a right winger, as a left winger so far, and this season he's now playing as a false nine, similar to what Firmino is doing. He of course probably doesn't press as much and as hard as Firmino. He's probably the best striker in the world in that department, but Timo Werner could play the Firmino role, or he could play as a true number 9 and Firmino could play behind him, and Salah on the right, Mane on the left would be a devastating attack which Liverpool could implement against probably many Premier League teams. Maybe not the biggest sides, but below the top 8 in the Premier League, I think Liverpool could get away with playing like that. And now for the Atletico Madrid-Liverpool reaction. Diego Simeone came out with some very interesting comments after the game, and this is what he said. I think we started winning the game when our bus turned at the roundabout and we saw the reaction of the people. It enthused us, something beautiful woke up in us. The feeling that came out of the people, the reply of the people, I've rarely seen from our friends at this level. They were there the whole game. It made me want to put my boots on and go on the pitch. And I saw the video. The Atletico Madrid fans lined up the streets. They were lighting flares up, and it was just a carnival, absolutely crazy atmosphere. Something that Liverpool fans could do for the second leg, and something that Liverpool fans have done previously for many big games in the Premier League. And I think it's just absolutely brilliant that Atletico Madrid fans did this, and that probably galvanized and motivated the Atletico players even more. This was their cup final, this was their biggest game of the season. They wanted nothing more than to beat the best team in the world currently. And this is what Simone also said. It's not the best night because we haven't won anything yet, but it was exciting, it was unusual. It was a match people won't forget. To beat the best team in the world, who have won a lot of games, we have not got past them yet, but we have beaten them, because in a match everyone has a chance. And it's just beautiful for me to see that Diego Simeone, one of the best managers in the world, managing a world-class team, acknowledges that Liverpool is the best team in the world. That's just beautiful to see, and we have come a long way since Jurgen Klopp took over. And I think for Liverpool, we are now the target for every team in the world. Any team who plays in the Premier League, in the Champions League, they want nothing more than to beat Liverpool, because every time a team becomes as good as Liverpool, they will be the prime suspect, the prime target for many teams. And I think that Liverpool have to live with it. We have to rise and we have to be alert and we have to give 100% in every game. And yes, Liverpool had much better games this season. Liverpool probably didn't play as well as they can, but it still shows how good Liverpool are, that Atletico could only beat us 1-0. I remember that Barcelona beat us 3-0 and they thought we are through, no problem. We just scored 1 goal at Anfield and that's it, the tie is over. And Liverpool, without Firmino, without Salah, without Robertson for the second half, beat Barcelona 4-0. So I think that the Anfield game will be very different. And Jurgen Klopp, after the game, said that whoever is coming from Atletico Madrid, welcome to Anfield. It will be a different game. And I think the Liverpool fans will be ready for that. And Jurgen Klopp clarified why he took off Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah. It's very unusual that he takes off both our top scorers. And this is what he said: it is obviously part of football, but I don't like that. Obviously the plan tonight wasn't to get Sadio out of the game with the yellow card. I was afraid his opponent would go down, even if Sadio Mane takes a deep breath or whatever, and I didn't want to have that situation, so that's why we took him off. Mo was just a tactical change, that's all. We wanted to change a little bit, and that's what we did. And I have no problem with the result. If you are 1-0 down at halftime in a normal game, you would say, okay, we changed this and that, and then we would give it a try in the second half. We will give it a try 100% in the next game as well. And it's even better that we have a 3 weeks long half time, if you like. I saw so many happy faces tonight from Atletico, and I get that because it is a big win for them. It is not over yet, and that's the only thing I feel. The atmosphere, I think it was difficult to deal with the atmosphere tonight, and I don't say the header was because of that. We just misjudged it. The throw-in was because of that. They just didn't see it, the referees or whatever. And it's true, my comment, the throw-in that preceded the corner that Atletico Madrid scored from wasn't a throw-in for Atletico Madrid. Morata glanced a header so far wide that it went out for a throw-in, and the linesman thought that it touched Van Dijk's head. Even Sadio Mane could have got the ball and just hoofed it upfield, but Sadio Mane decided to leave the ball because he saw Morata touch the ball with his head. And the linesman gives a throw-in for Atletico Madrid. Absolutely scandalous refereeing. I get it that VAR is not used to judge throw-ins, but it decided the game, that goal, and it's a bitter pill to swallow. The referee, I don't want to talk too much about it, but the referee just was one of the worst referees that I've ever seen. He just lapped up every dive and play acting and simulation that the Atletico Madrid players did, and they were playing like Diego Simeone played as a player in his playing days, just using every single thing to try and gain an advantage. And it's not sportsmanlike, but that's football, and that's what Liverpool have to deal with. In the second leg, it will be the same, so Liverpool know what to expect. They probably knew what to expect, but it was still a little bit of a shock that the referee just lapped up everything that Atletico Madrid did. They were constantly on the ground every time they were touched by the Liverpool player, and it's just not the beautiful game of football that we love to see. But Atletico Madrid have to play like this if they want to win, because they don't have as many good players as Liverpool. And Jurgen Klopp also acknowledged this. He said the ref just needs to feel the game a little bit more. Now, I think it was clear the crowd wanted to help tonight in a different way to how our crowd at Anfield tries to help us, but it still help, obviously. It's a very emotional game, and we had to to be really calm, to make the right decisions, and I liked a lot of parts of our game really. Of course, we have to be better in the final third, and we will try that in the second leg. I am not disappointed about how we played. I saw much worse games in my life. It was absolutely okay. How I said we were not good enough in the last third, that's it. I didn't expect that we would have around 70% possession. I actually thought we would have a little bit more of the game, but we were not surprised. I won here, and you are not in the best moment. You try to defend it with all you have, and that's what they did. That's absolutely okay. But of course, it's only 1-0. We are not 5-0 down or whatever. We think we have a chance. And Atletico, we probably have João Felix, Diego Costa back in different circumstances. But as long as we can get 11 players on the pitch in a Liverpool shirt, we will try to go through with all we have. And this is the bit which I love, what Jurgen Klopp said. For all Atletico fans who can get a ticket for the game, welcome to Anfield. And this is Jurgen Klopp saying that expect fire at Anfield, expect a cauldron, expect a hell, and that's what they will get. They perfectly showed it in the first leg. They want to go to war with Liverpool. You know what? They will get war. They will get it at Anfield, because Anfield will be ready. The Liverpool players will be ready. And Jurgen Klopp said that we will show Atletico Madrid from the first whistle in the second leg how much Liverpool want to go through and how much Liverpool want to knock Atletico Madrid out. But if Atletico Madrid, also Jurgen Klopp said, if Atletico Madrid play better at Anfield than Liverpool and go through, congratulations, they deserve it. But from the first whistle, Liverpool will show Atletico Madrid they will want how much they want to go through, and this is the rallying cry that Liverpool fans and Liverpool players want and need. And Jurgen Klopp also said, I'm really looking forward to the second leg. So after hearing Jurgen Klopp's comments, I'm much more optimistic about the second leg. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.